All right, I want to quickly go over your answers for Geri's game, and let's see how you did. The first thing I think we need to establish are the characters, because this was a little odd. We had Geri playing two different roles. So in case you didn't catch that, I'm going to zoom in here. We have Geri, who is our yellow Geri, technically, because he has the yellow pawns, or the little figures that he's moving with the chess game. And then we have red Geri. Also, if you notice, there were red leaves behind Geri in the background on the tree, and there were yellow leaves on the tree behind the other Geri when he flipped. So it's the same character. This old man is the same character, Geri, yet he was cleverly playing two different roles because he was playing this game against himself. So the way that we're going to kind of keep clear which Geri is which Geri is using the yellow leaves behind one of our Geris and then the red leaves behind our other Geri. Okay, so if we scroll up here, the first thing that I want to go over on your plot triangle is you need just to remember that your answers might not be identical to mine, and that's okay. They need to be somewhat close. More importantly, you just want to make sure that you're not being too specific, that you're being very, very general and blunt with your answers. So like we talked about with the big bad wolf, I like to go backwards. So I'm going to start with the climax. I knew that red Geri was going to fall for it when yellow Geri flipped the game. So he's, cleverly, he gets red Geri to look for something, and yellow Geri flips the different side of the chessboard game so that he has the winning side now, the winning advantage. And as soon as he flips that, I knew that red Geri would fall for it. And then at that moment, that light bulb goes off, and now I know how the story is going to end. I knew that yellow Geri would have a chance. All right, so let's start at the beginning here with our events. All right, event number 1, I wrote down that the old man playing chess turns into two different characters. So that was the first thing that I thought was pretty important for the plot, was that we had one man playing two different roles. Then, for the second event, I noticed that yellow Geri is losing, and he is, the bet gets, he gets an idea. And that's where he is kind of cleverly plotting this idea of switching the playing board. So event 3 is when I wrote down is when yellow Geri tricks him with his fake heart attack. He falls on the ground. This distracts red Geri. But notice how I don't go into all of that detail for event 3. I just simply put that this is how he tricks him, because at that moment when he tricks him, I take you straight up to the climax of the story. And that's when I knew, when he flipped the board game, I'm like, oh, he's got it now. I know, I'm pretty sure that red Geri is going to fall for it, and that yellow Geri will win the game, and that'll be the ending. And that's how you identify the climax. It's that turning point in the story when you know as a reader in your own mind cleverly how you think the story's conflict is going to be resolved. You have this aha moment, like a light bulb goes off, and you're like, oh, I know how this is going to end. That moment is the climax. Too many people fall prey to thinking it's when somebody dies or some big crazy event happens. That is not necessarily always the climax. You need to be careful, smarter, not to fall for that always. It's the moment when the reader knows how the conflict is going to be resolved. It doesn't always have to be the most exciting part of a story, like you probably have had some previous teachers teach. That is wrong. It has to be the moment when the reader knows how the conflict is going to be resolved. It's not just the most exciting part in the story. All right, so let's move on. Then you had to go down. You're moving from the climax on your top of your triangle down to the end of the triangle. Event number 1, I wrote down that yellow Geri makes the winning move. Okay, that's probably pretty important to put on our plot triangle. And then I go down to event 2, and red Geri gives the trophy up. So Red Geri, this is him kind of acknowledging that he has lost and that he's going to have to give up the best trophy ever. And if we take a second and we think about what the trophy is, I find it rather gross, but it is. It's the teeth, the dentures. So the old man has won the chess game, and what he asks for his teeth back, assuming that that's the trophy. All right, let's take a look at the setting. Hopefully you put down that it takes place in a park and that it was fall. That was also something that you could include in the setting. All right. If I look over to the conflict, I wrote down that the calm Geri, if you notice that the yellow leaves behind Geri is very symbolic. It's very calm. Geri is very reserved. But our red Geri, the one who has the red leaves, are going to make Geri, that side of the character, a lot more aggressive. And because red usually does symbolize more aggressive, and yellow is the more common color. Okay, if I look up here to the little square in the middle, I wrote down that the protagonist was Geri and the antagonist was Red Geri. Okay, the resolution at the very end of your plot triangle. How is the main conflict resolved? The old man is satisfied with his win, and he enjoys the rest of his afternoon. Something like that. That he's happy that he won, and he's enjoying the beautiful day at the park. All right, so again, your answers might not be exact, but hopefully they are close to it. So don't forget, during the video at any time, you can pause the video while you change, erase. You can go back while you change, erase, but make sure you get your answers correct and your name is on this. Go ahead and put this paper in the notes section of your binder and keep this as another example. There will come a time where you'll have to do the plot triangle on your own for a grade. So we're going to keep on practicing. Good job.